Hello! Welcome back to my channel and welcome to The Sims 4 Werewolves Part 2. It is a very sunny start to the day in Moonwood Mill and Bobbie and Layla are in the kitchen preparing themselves some breakfast, ready for the day ahead, and Mushroom is on here on the couch. The house has been cleaned up a little bit. These two have cleaned all of the cobwebs in all of the rooms and have also found this old couch that they have now put in the living room. They also have a little ruby decoration up here and a lamp now too. And they both now share this bedroom in here as well. They have two beds and Mushroom's little bed is down there too. But over time we are going to fix up this house more and more and turn it into more of a home. I also fixed as much as I could after their rampage last episode. However, every time they use the fridge they keep breaking it because I do actually keep getting this moodlet that says stronger than I thought from accidentally breaking something. Bobbie will never quite get used to this newfound strength for werewolves. Sometimes even mundane tasks become a challenge. I think because of their extra strength, it is causing them to break a few things around the house, which I think is quite a cool feature. However, today I'm going to be getting Layla and Bobbie to head to the library to read up on some werewolf lore and learn a little bit more about the town. I think Layla especially would be interested in this because as we know, Layla is very interested in being a werewolf and she wants to embrace the werewolf life as much as she can. So I definitely think she's going to want to learn as much as she possibly can about being a werewolf. I also do want to try and complete this aspiration today and the same for Bobbie too. Luckily Bobbie has already ticked off 2 out of the 4, so Bobbie's a little bit higher up than Layla in this aspiration because then we can unlock the others. There is 5 more aspirations that come with this game pack, which I think is really cool that they've added that in, where you have to do this one first and then unlock the others. So that is what we're going to be focusing on today. Also in this episode there is going to be a full moon tomorrow, so I'm very excited to experience that for the first time. Also on the full moon their fury should go up really high and I'm pretty sure they turn into werewolves, and the thing that I want to try and unlock is this transformation mastery because then that means we can transform into a werewolf at any time we wish, anytime we want to, which means we can unlock some other things to do as well. And we can unlock that by preventing your werewolf from scaring any sims during a fury induced rampage. So tonight these two are going to go their separate ways and be in separate areas, and we're going to try and not scare any sims and try and unlock this transform into a beast mode at will. So fingers crossed we will be able to do that this episode as well. So I think it's time we now head to the library, but before we do I'm going to quickly go ahead and unlock some things with these ability points for Bobbie. So far we have the scavenger and we also have the water nap one. So I think we should go ahead and get the regain control while rampaging because as we know Bobbie isn't the biggest fan of being a werewolf and I can imagine they don't really like it when they are rampaging and their fury is high. So I think Bobbie is going to try and do everything in their power to try and reduce the rampage, so we're going to go with that one. And also I think we should go for the one that is a howl that reduces fury as well, so we'll be able to release a howl that will calm down and reduce fury. So they are the two I'm going to go with for now. However, it's time to head to the library, so I'm going to get these two to head on over there and we can start reading some werewolf books, and we can bring Mushroom along with us too. Here we are, we have arrived on over at the library. This new lot is so cool. So before we head into the library I'm just going to go ahead and get these two to have a look at this information board a little bit more. Since last episode we did get Layla to have a little look and she discovered the wild Wild Fangs. Layla has already read about the Wild Fangs already, so I think I'm going to get Bobbie to read about the Moonwood Collective, and maybe they could see if the Moonwood Collective is a pack for them. The Moonwood Collective is a dignified group of werewolves whose mission embodies the union of something and something. I'm not going to try and read them out. I don't want to say it wrong. Members are expected to be tactful, prudent, and diplomatic. They seek to make meaningful connections with all Sims. This includes mastering fury control to become more approachable and friendly to non-werewolves. So by that description and by Bobbie reading that, I definitely think Bobbie is going to be interested by that. As we know, Bobbie doesn't want to be a werewolf. Bobbie does actually want to leave Moonwood Mill at some point, but for now they're sticking it out here, and I think they're still going to try and make the most of the werewolf life as much as they can, even though they don't enjoy it much. And by Bobbie reading this description about this pack and it's saying that they master fury control and want to become more approachable and friendly to non-werewolves, I definitely think that this is going to be up Bobbie's street. And I forgot to mention that the pack leader is Christopher Volkov, so I definitely think that Bobbie is going to keep this pack in mind and also look out for Christopher around town and maybe just have a word with him. However, let's go ahead and now head into the library. So this is the new library lot that came with this pack, and I think it is so cool. The rooms are very well done, and it also looks like Layla is already in here on the computers. So let's go ahead and start reading some of the books that come with this pack. I think Layla should read The Wolf Next Door, and it says things heat up fast for Ginger when she meets the mysterious werewolf next door. It's not long before she feels the moon's pull. Okay, let's go ahead and read this book and see what information Layla can find out from it. And then I'm gonna get Bobbie to read Beyond Big and Bad, Rethinking Harmful Werewolf Stereotypes. So it says that Layla has been reading the book, but the only thing that she can make out is some symbols that look like the moon. So maybe if she continues to read it, she might find out some more information. I just went ahead and paused to take a screenshot, and I just thought their faces very accurately represented their feelings towards werewolf life. Layla is sitting there so happy reading about werewolves, whereas Bobbie is looking so mad about it all. Okay, so Layla has finished the book, and it says there might be more to discover if Layla gives this book another read. So I'm getting Bobbie and Layla to both reread the books that they were reading to hopefully find out some more information, because so far we haven't really found out anything. And Bobbie is actually feeling tense because the full moon is quickly approaching, and Bobbie knows what that means. So Bobbie does not like the thought of the full moon. They know what's coming. I can imagine they're trying to get themselves prepared for it. Layla also just unlocked the lunar empathy, which means that she will now be able to discover what the symbols that look like moons were in the book. So I'm gonna see if she can do that now too. Layla has finally discovered what is in the book. So it says magical moon symbols glow around the edge of the page. From Layla's lunar empathy, offering an explanation on Operation High Fang. After the end of the Operation Internal Flame, a group of vampires came out of hiding to start the initiative. Though a successful propaganda campaign, they branded vampires as refined and classy, boasting of what they offer through their historical knowledge and charismatic ways. At the same time, they smeared werewolves as dirty and dangerous monsters, lacking in control. The results were catastrophic for the new werewolf communities who were still maturing as an occult. So that must mean that this Operation Internal Flame must have been portraying vampires as they're really good, they're really cool, whereas werewolves are bad and scary, and maybe that's what they're trying to change. Bobbie has now also finished reading werewolf books for the aspiration, and Bobbie just needs to give the book another read to discover more. So at some point we'll probably come back here, but for now we have been reading books for hours. So I'm gonna get these guys to head to the bar and grab some dinner. Here we are at the bar. This new lot is so cool. I especially love this new bar, which I actually think is also an item in the pack as well in Build and Buy. Let's grab some food. So there is some new food that came with this pack. We can actually get some cold cuts, blue steak. I want to see what these two new foods look like, so I'm gonna get Bobbie to get the cold cuts, and I'm gonna get Layla to order the blue steak, which I'm pretty sure is basically raw steak. The cold cuts kind of just look like a selection of like meat or something. It doesn't look too bad. And then this is Layla's steak, which again looks pretty nice actually. I'm gonna get Bobbie to come over here and introduce themselves to the bartender actually, and I think I'm actually gonna get them to maybe ask the bartender about Moonwood Mill. I mean, they've probably been here longer than Bobbie, and we can actually also ask Celine if they want to become a werewolf, so I'm gonna get Bobbie to ask that too and see what will happen. So it looks like Celine has said, why move to Moonwood Mill? I'm not sure if you can tell, but I've been obsessed with werewolves ever since I was a kid, and I figured out that there were werewolves actually living here. So Celine is actually very much interested in werewolves, and Celine has said to Bobbie when Bobbie asked about becoming a werewolf, no thank you, I don't want to be a werewolf right now, but I might change my mind if I knew you better. Oh, okay, that's interesting to know. However, I think in a second we're gonna head back home to get some sleep because Bobbie is very tired, and it is 5 o'clock in the morning, and we want to get some sleep because tomorrow Bobbie is actually going to go on a little bit of a hunt for this Christopher person and see if they can find them and talk to Christopher. So I think it's time that we go ahead and head to sleep, and we'll be back to this bar again at some point to talk to Celine and explore this area a little bit more. But for now, these two are very tired, so they're going to have to get a little bit of sleep and also get ready for the full moon tonight because that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that because it's going to be my first full moon experience. Good afternoon everyone. It is much later in the day now, and these two have now got some rest ready for the full moon later on, but Rory has actually come on over to visit Layla and Bobbie, so I'm going to get these two to come and sit down and chat on the couch. And Rory is in their werewolf form too, which is pretty cool, so I think maybe these two could share werewolf experiences with each other. Unfortunately, we can't do anything else at the moment because we can't transform, but hopefully soon we will be able to. But as we know, Layla is friends with Rory since they got to know each other, and Rory was the one who turned Layla into a werewolf. And maybe Bobbie can come in here and say hello too. I'm not sure if Bobbie would take much liking to Rory since Rory was the one who turned Layla into a werewolf. So maybe we'll just be a little bit nice and maybe just ask about the werewolf packs. I definitely think at some point Layla will speak to Rory a little bit more about the wild fangs. I feel like at the moment she's kind of a little bit intimidated by the other wolves, so she's just gonna keep quiet for now, but at some point maybe we'll ask about the wild fangs a bit more and maybe Layla could try and join their pack. Also, Layla's fury is pretty high now. She is glowing red, so hopefully she can keep it down until the full moon. I'm gonna get Layla and Rory to just chat, and we're gonna be focusing on Bobbie for a little bit. So I'm gonna get Bobbie to just say, okay, I'm just gonna go and do a couple of things. I'll be back in a couple of hours. And Bobbie is actually gonna go on the hunt for this person called Christoph, who is the leader of the Moonwood Collective. As we know, Bobbie did read the description yesterday on the board about this pack, and it looks like actually Bobbie has run straight into Christoph and ran the other way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Bobbie to introduce themselves to Christopher, and I think that Bobbie gets a pretty good first impression. So let's maybe do a heartfelt compliment and just say, oh, I like your outfit by the way. So maybe let's go ahead and ask about Moonwood Mill, and it looks like someone else has come over too, so let's get Bobbie to introduce themselves to Jacob here too. So Christopher has said to Bobbie, when you lose control, you lose yourself. Something else takes over and you don't know what might happen. Every werewolf is different, but pay attention to the way that your specific temperaments feed the beast inside and try to keep yourself level. And Christopher also said, as a leader of the Moonwood Collective, I make sure my members are working towards a better tomorrow for werewolves and non-werewolves alike. That's the spirit this pack was founded on, and I have no intention of letting it be forgotten. So I think Bobbie is definitely going to agree with Christopher's words and want to get to know these people in the Moonwood Collective a little bit better. As we know though, Bobbie is still a loner, so I can imagine they do struggle talking to people, but they're going to give it a go anyways. And this is actually their hangout over here. This is the Moonwood Collective's hangout. I'm not going to lie, personally this one is my favourite out of the both just because I do really love this tree. tree with the stars and the moons on. I think it's so cute. There is also another person over here called Lily too, so let's go ahead and sniff and introduce ourselves to Lily. Christopher has gone off currently at the moment though, so we're not going to be able to speak to them, so hopefully we can find them again soon. Also, the sun is now starting to set, which means it is nearly time for the full moon. Everyone has now left Bobbie and it's getting pretty late, and no one's actually over at their hangout, so I think Bobbie's just gonna maybe come over here for a second and just have a little look around and maybe just take in the area, since I definitely think Bobbie is considering joining this pack at some point. They just need to get to know Christopher a little bit better before they ask. Even though Bobbie is quite confident in some aspects, I think they can be quite shy and maybe a little bit nervous to ask Christopher, but we'll have to see how that goes for Bobbie. Meanwhile, we have a very angry Layla walking around. Layla's fury is pretty high now, so I think we are actually going to go ahead and stop walking Mushroom because I don't really want Mushroom to be in danger, and let's bring Mushroom inside before Layla does start rampaging. Oh no, okay, maybe it's time. Instead, I'm gonna actually get Layla to come over here, and she also did just level up to run as well. Okay, she's already rampaging. But the full moon has begun. Bobbie is also turning into their werewolf form. Unfortunately, I think Mushroom was here and got scared, so I don't know if pets count when it comes to not scaring people. So we're gonna have to see if Bobbie is still able to get the transform mastery thingy-majiggy after this rampage. Bobbie is in the house wrecking some of the furniture. I think I may actually get Bobbie to come on over here and use this time to scavenge in the ground, because at least then Bobbie won't wreck anything in the house, and I feel like Bobbie's gonna try and do everything they can to keep themselves under control. In the meantime, Layla is over here near the Wild Fangs hangout, and we can actually have a werewolf brawl with Lou here, but I don't think that is a friendly interaction, so I'm not going to do that for now. Instead, Layla is doing zoomies, so I'm going to get Layla to just do that for now. But they are both feeling enraged. A rampage and the call of the full moon. Okay, let's get Bobbie to come and scavenge in the ground here a little bit more, and Bobbie actually did find a book which could be quite interesting to read. It is a history of Moonwood Mill. I don't think Bobbie would be very interested in reading that, but maybe they could give it as a gift to Layla, because I definitely think Layla would be interested in reading that. Bobbie is scavenging the ground. Hopefully we can find some more things. I think I'm just going to get Bobbie to do this for the duration of their rampage, so then they can keep themselves under control. I think we can also use the try to regain control, so let's give that a go maybe and see if it will work. Is it working? Oh, it didn't work, but maybe it worked a little bit. I'm not too sure. Okay, there is 14 minutes left of the full moon, and then I think they may turn back to their normal human form, and then hopefully we should unlock these aspirations, which is very exciting. And this has lit up completely because it is a full moon and it's glowing. That is so cool. It's time to turn back into their human form. It is becoming daytime. I can see Layla in the back turning as well. There we go, they're back into their human forms. So we have completed the aspiration for the both of them. So it says Layla has completed her werewolf initiation. It's time for her to embark on the next chapter of her werewolf journey. What possibilities does her future hold? So there's either one as the a missionary of the collective, the Wild Fang renegade, lone wolf, and cure seeker. And I think for Layla, I'm gonna pick the Wild Fang renegade. Join the Wild Fangs and show the world who's a boss. I think that would definitely be up Layla's street, so I'm gonna pick this one for Layla. This is gonna be the one we're gonna be trying to complete for Layla. And for Bobbie, we are gonna be picking the cure seeker because that is exactly what Bobbie wants to do. They want to seek the cure to continue life as a normal sim. So I'm gonna pick this one for Bobbie. And Layla has just brought out some raw steak out of nowhere. I don't know where she got that from. And Bobbie over here has actually just walked down these steps and has had an attractiveness alert and is attracted to Lou How. So maybe Bobbie has their eye on Lou, potentially. I want to go ahead and spend Layla's ability point that she got as a runt And unfortunately, we still didn't unlock these, which is a shame. I think we may have to go on a Fury-induced rampage, so not the full moon, but maybe when their Fury's high. So fingers crossed we'll be able to unlock that next episode, because I just want to be able to transform. So the ones we picked for Bobbie was regain control while rampaging and also learn a howl that reduces fury. So I'm not going to pick them for Layla, and I don't think they really suit Layla. So I think I may actually go for the learn to hunt for food. This one seems interesting and I want to see what that one is about. So I'm going to pick that one for Layla. And Layla also did get a new Werewolf Temperament. So this sim gains fury when feeling ignored or otherwise low on social. You just wouldn't understand. So it seems as if Layla is going to have to keep up her interaction with other people around town, which I think suits her perfectly. And she's actually come on over here to speak to Lou. Maybe she's just saying that full moon last night was crazy. Maybe we can share werewolf experiences and get to know Lou a little bit too. Let's also ask Lou about werewolf packs too, and maybe this is when Layla will discover that Lou is also part of the Wild Fangs. So Layla is definitely going to take an interest in speaking to Lou, because as we know, Layla does want to get into the Wild Fangs herself. And he may also just be saying that, oh, was that your friend I just met over by the sewers? And Layla's probably just gonna say, oh yeah, that was my friend Bobbie. Yeah, she's my friend. And I feel like maybe Layla could be a little bit jealous. Not for any particular reason, but I just feel like she kind of wants to keep all the Wild Fang members to herself and doesn't want Bobbie getting involved, because she doesn't really like what Bobbie has to say about being a werewolf. So I feel like she's gonna be just a little bit jealous and a little bit annoyed. So Layla's just gonna quickly come on over here and see what Bobbie's up to, and just maybe say oh, I saw you met Lou. And Bobbie's just gonna say, yeah, Lou seems like a really nice guy. And that's kind of where the conversation's gonna end. And it looks like Rory just came out of this tunnel, so maybe Rory just said a quick hello. So I'm gonna go ahead and end off today's episode here. Today was a very eventful episode. Next episode we are going to be exploring the underground tunnels that these two have just found. I'm going to be trying to get Layla to join the Wild Fangs and Bobbie to join the Moonwood collective. These two don't actually know that they're both looking to join different packs at the moment, so we're going to have to see how that plays out next episode. But I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye!